Once in a while, certain objects and evidences are discovered that force us to change, or at least redefine our vision about the world around us. We assign an almost sacred value to these objects because they contain sacred keys which are essential for the evolution of our thought to a higher level of understanding. This is undoubtedly the value of the object, the value of the discovery that thrills and fascinates. In the region of Wolfsemwick, an incredible story has seen the light for the first time after decades of quiet seclusion. The Wolfsemwick castle has hidden this story for nearly 100 years, and now, due to chance, a partial collapse has given us access to the most amazing surprise imaginable. The entire town is astonished at the hypothesis, increasingly refute that the evidence collected in the castle is aspiring. Maintenance man Andrei Sokolov discovered, while repairing the detachment of a few rocks of the wall in the basement of the castle, a small cavity we see described as a strange hole that seemed not to be caused by mere erosion in the rock. Intrigued, he reached and touched something metal, like a box. Andrei Sokolov had inadvertently discovered one of the most closely kept secrets of the 20th century. Andrei Sokolov had indeed touched a metal box, specifically a crude iron chest, tightly sealed and in a perfect condition. Inside, investigators found a collection of strange drawings, all with a distinctive common feature: dog-headed man. The drawings were first considered a matter of curiosity, but in an effort to find their meaning, a few excavation and studies were undertaken in search of other treasures hidden in that room.
Well, the impact of this finding lies in its implausibility. Even though we have reliable evidence and solid evidence, we cannot assume what is shown before our eyes. It looks more like a fictional story than a real fact.
Thousands of bones were collected from the cellar of the castle, which looked like remains of big animals or even human beings. When the remains were processed by the osteology and anthropology forensic team, they were dated around 1917, and it was determined that the bones were not human but belonged from creatures with a highly anthropomorphic nature, more typical in a mutation than in an evolutionary process.
We're not talking about human beings, but modified dogs or wolves. Maybe the product of an initial experiment with man, which would have required the killing of a high number of individuals in horrible experiments.
The review of the drawings suddenly became terrifying, because there was a possibility that the drawings were not merely fantastic, but sketches taken from the real.
On the other hand, this leads us to a lot of questions. Although we know that during the World War, biological and chemical research progressed strongly, it is impossible to believe that this degree of genetic mutation could be achieved with limited knowledge and skills at the time during the World War. And even if that was the case, there is no record of similar action in any part of the world. So that makes us think that this is an isolated case. Revenge was a powerful tool used by all great empires that fought in the Great War. An heroic spirit permitted societies and citizens carried a warrior soul and defended their country to death. This is the background of a wealthy noble that wanted to save his homeland, a character who actually gave everything to his nation. It was said that the experiment was aimed to increase army units for attack lines, or even to provide factories with labor. But these are just speculations, as none of these creatures were ever used for war or any regular job. The Second World War, the castle was desert and looted several times, and the genealogical branch of the Wolfsemwicks has disappeared. Neither the title of nobility or the castle have been claimed, and the name is now just the name of a small farming village. Well, the only clear thing in all this is that we still have a lot to discover.